So today we are going absolutely nowhere. You know, it's the quarantine and you can't really do anything, and so all that I'm doing is trying to find different places around the house to film. And so yeah, we're designated to the same front yard, backyard, and driveway to film this video. But today we're talking about 5 photo hacks. So, photo hack number 1, put something in the foreground. It is the number 1 thing that I do in most of my videos, and it's just a super simple technique to take your picture from being just an average photo that looks like it was taken on an iPhone to shoot like you have a nice lens and shoot like you actually know what you're doing. Number 2, we want to try doing HDR sometimes. So if you don't know what HDR is, it's pretty much 3 to 5 different photos combined to make one, and it's how you get everything exposed properly. So you can have the sky and the shade exposed completely correctly. It's a technique that's used a lot in real estate photography, but it can be used in all kinds of landscapes just to get them dialed in and looking as colorful and perfect as you want them in the end. So tip number 3 is expose for the highlights. In a photo, it's a lot easier to bring back shadows than it is to bring back highlights. Once something's blown out, it's pretty much done, it's pretty much gone. So you can get away with cranking your shadows up more than you can get away with bringing your highlights down, because the image starts to break down. And that takes me to my next tip, and we'll get to that in a second. So it brings me to number 4. Number 4 is shoot in RAW. I cannot exaggerate this enough. This is the number 1 thing that you're going to want to do, and it's huge whenever you're shooting photos, especially landscapes. Whenever you shoot in RAW, you have so much more to play with, whether it's bringing your shadows back or dropping your highlights if you slightly overexpose them. You can get away with a lot more if you shoot in RAW, and it'll just take your photos to the next level and allow you to get those looks of those photographers that you really look up to, or use those presets that you purchase from them. It'll allow you to tweak and make your life a whole lot easier whenever you're editing and making that feed look great. And then number 5 is utilize panoramic photos. You want to be able to show every single thing in these huge landscapes that you're shooting. So you can shoot horizontal photos from bottom to top, and it'll end up being a vertical photo, but you'll show a lot more than just turning it and taking it vertically. And at the same time, you can take vertical photos across, and then you'll be showing a lot more up and down in those wide, beautiful photos that you see, and that's how they show the whole landscape. But the thing in the end is just go do it. Just go take those photos. You learn a lot more from doing it than you will watching YouTube tutorials over and over again. A lot of these things I never even learned from a video, never learned from a teacher. I just realized the different things that I liked in the photos that I was seeing. And there's different things like shooting into puddles. That's another one that could be tied into the foreground thing. But just find those ways to take your pictures to the next level, so you're not taking the same photos that every other photographer is at those iconic spots, or even those spots that are barely ever shot. Find a way to make yourself stand out, and it is going to make a world of a difference in how people react to your work.